Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Melaina Landrio. Thanks again, everyone, for sharing space with me, and welcome to all of you who are new. Today is October the 12th, 2024, and I had a bit of a paranormal experience last night that I'm going to share with you guys because I feel like it's very significant for somebody here, maybe a multitude of you, as well as I'm going to be sharing or diving into the message commencing an intuitive download and some channeled messages. So I'm going to start off with this bird here. I believe this is called a starling. And yesterday we were driving and we ended up seeing, it's called a murmuration. And I believe this is the bird that we were seeing. And this is what they do. They fly in large amounts and they do dances in the air. It's quite breathtaking if you've ever seen one. And it seemed or appeared like these birds were following us all the way home, and we went back out and they went back out with us. So I felt like it was a part of a message for you guys today. Now, the spiritual meaning of a starling murmuration, that's what it's called when you see that type of dance pattern in the sky. It can be interpreted as, and I'm just reading this off of what I Googled. This is not my personal information, at least not all of it. I might elaborate intuitively as well. But it says the spiritual meaning of a starling murmuration can be interpreted as cohesion, because starlings can maintain cohesion as a group in uncertain environments with limited information, as well as emergent properties. The whole has a characteristic that the individual parts do not have. So, working together in unison with a multitude of people, there's a flow, there's a component in regards to this particular bird that works really, really well, but not so much when working by themselves. So it might be important for some of you to reach out and ask for some assistance or ask for some help, as well as the ancient Romans believed that these undulating patterns of starlings indicated the shifting moods of the gods. So, something to do with the gods and how they're feeling about us earthlings could be of significance, as well in Celtic mythology, associated starlings with Brigid, the goddess of healing and fertility. So, healing and fertility could also be of significance for this particular download. And it's essentially a murmuration is a large group of starlings that fly together in close formation, creating intricate fluid patterns in the sky. And they gather for a variety of reasons. And some of these reasons include safety in numbers, keeping warm, and also the exchange of information. And it's also symbolic of intuition and change, which makes sense, right? When you think about how these birds can create such elegant, flawless dance-like patterns in the sky. Here, it's like when you look at this type of intricacy, there is a depth to it that is intuitive. They must know what's coming before and after and around them. So this is of significance in regards to the download today, and as well as utilizing your intuition to change, to adjust, to create. So this is also of significance. Now, the number 245 was also a number that I kept seeing. And let me just see. I believe it's like it's an angel number that essentially you have everything within you to succeed. So some of you might have been second guessing your intuition, the ideas that you have. You might not even be understanding that some of the things that you're experiencing could be relating to your intuition. And with this number, there's also a companionship and like imprinting. Like there's like this you're not alone vibe to it. And I think that when I think of that, when I read that, when I looked up the number and I saw that, I thought, like, you're not alone, like, you're supported in spirit. Like, even for myself, and I can really connect to spirit, like, anytime I think about it, I'm connecting to spirit. And it's just something that has always just been so natural that sometimes I just forget that it's there too. And I think that's also in part due to the majority of my life I wasn't accepted in the gifts that I had. I made people uncomfortable in the things that I said, that it just seemed easier for me to pretend it didn't exist, to live a more peaceful life within the circumstances that I had. However, it didn't create more peace for me. It created a lot more chaos for me. And so I think that it's very easy for us to, like, in the lives that we live, like in this world that we live, it's really catered to cutting us off from the spiritual side of things. And it's like we're so busy doing our thing with our lives, like getting our bills paid, getting the car, getting the job, getting our kid, making our kids, meeting our kids' needs, doing all the things that we must do to create this life that we believe is the life that we're here to have. And I think a lot of us lose or think we have lost this connection with spirit when we are really always surrounded by them. And all we need to do is ask. And this is something that I know to be true because I could have my moments where I am doing the 3D living, where I'm very busy with my kids and I'm very busy with trying to create the stuff I'm here to create and do all the things, pay all the bills, and, all the stuff that I sometimes overlook some of the littlest things that I can do to have a connection. And I think we can all do that. So I think it's important for you to understand that even though you don't think you have a connection, you do. And it's just a matter of connecting, like just saying hi and being open to your intuition, or when you see something or you feel something or you know something, believing in it and trusting in your innate ability to decipher right from wrong, good from bad, because our bodies are miraculous designs that heal and thrive and create. And I think we really misunderstand that oftentimes, especially when we're living in a life that just feels like there's so much going on and there's nowhere, it appears or feels like there's nowhere to find any type of peace or quiet. Or maybe for some, it might not even be something that you think about, depending on where you're at. Anywho, the number 245 is significant in regards to creating companionship and resonance. So it's like understanding, you have ancestors around you, or that you have a guide around you, or that, the most important here, God's with you. And it's like getting that, even if you talk to God and you don't hear God, you will never hear God if you don't start talking. And it's really important to understand that, because I don't think God is on a constant dialogue. Some people think that, like, when they say something to God, that they should be hearing him or knowing. It's not always like that. And when you start to just take a breath into the idea that you are being heard, even though you may not think you are, and just seeing how it unfolds beyond, you might start to see little miracles appear in your life, little segues or intros into pathways that you may not have otherwise experienced. Also, last night, we had a little experience of a mimicking energy in our home that we had to clear. And it was kind of interesting. So, you might be hearing voices in your home or in some of the surroundings that you are living in or engaging, and you might like hear a voice that's very familiar, but you know it's not that voice, it's not that person. And the thing is, like, I heard it. It's been a while since I've heard something like that. I heard the voice, and I was like, excuse me, I'm having a sip of water. My throat, as soon as I start to do a reading, starts to get dry, and it's like someone doesn't want me to talk. And it's funny because I'm like thinking to myself, with all this information that I have, like, where is this message really going to lead? And I really have no idea how it's going to unfold. I just go with the flow of it. And I'm often surprised that it came into something that I think was something, or you guys tell me like, wow, that was something. Anywho, I just find it fascinating. Just trying to listen to my intuition and going with the flow of my gifts, and what I'm here to do. And it's just funny that I find like people are trying to block me from doing it. It's just interesting to me. Anyways, I guess it must be something. Okay, where was I? Mimicking energy. So it was late at night, and or early in the morning, I should say. And I got up and I came out of the washroom, and I heard from downstairs, "I'm here." And I kind of like, what? Because I knew the voice was my partner, but he was in bed. And so I went into the bedroom, and sure enough, he was in the bedroom. And I'm like, hey, we have a mimicking spirit here. And we just got rid of it. And, we did this by praying to God, and it's gone. But it's just interesting to me because the mimicking spirit, it, it, like you feel it in the center of your being. It wants you to feel disconnected and confused and distorted. So when you hear the voice, you're going to hear it. The voice is going to resonate as to who it's trying to mimic, but internally, it's the energetic experience of it doesn't feel the same of the person that it's mimicking. So you can really differentiate like right away that that's not that person. That's not anybody that you want to speak with. And you don't want to answer this type of spirit because it could get agitated or angry or invasive. And you don't want to deal with that. So you just quickly deal with it by getting rid of it. And anywho, I'm saying this because I feel like some of you might be experiencing hearing voices of your loved ones. Hey, it could even be trying to mimic your voice to create something. I mean, you can only imagine how this spirit, this demon, came into your experience, right? So it could be witchcraft, it could be people opening up portals, hexes, curses, however it was sent to you. The fascinating thing is there's always this notion right afterwards of where it could have come from. So you'll have an indicator that's very clear if you were to open your eyes and utilize your intuition about that moment that you experience it and what's going on in your life while you're experiencing it. So I'm just going to leave that there because I feel like some of you are going to resonate with that in whatever way it's meant to resonate. And I mean, my details of however I figured it out may not necessarily be your resolution, but I hope that whatever I just shared helps you to formulate an understanding of what's going on and how to resolve it, but also understand how did it get there. So we're going to jump into a reading today, and I'm being guided to use my Gustave Doré deck. I really like this deck, guys. It's a really great deck. So I'm going to jump into this and see what's going on in regards to this mimicking energy, in regards to these birds, the starling birds, the patterns, the dance, the connectivity, and the 245 number. I feel there's something here for some of you. I'm not sure what, but I hope that this is helpful in some way, shape, or form. And if it's resonating with you, please feel free to share, like, and subscribe to my channel. I do appreciate your support. It does help out my channel. And we'll get into this reading now. I do hope you guys had a good day today. I had a pretty nice day today. It was a beautiful sunny day. It's I live in Canada, so for some of you, I think you don't necessarily celebrate your Thanksgiving, I think for a few more weeks, but we are celebrating this weekend. So if you notice my hands, my nails might be a little more yellow. It's because I'm peeling butternut squash and oranges today and cooking and all that fun stuff. Oh, here we go. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so we have the Eight of Pentacles here. And the Eight of Pentacles is what I'm getting from this is that you're someone who pays great attention to detail. And you have a craft, or you are really devoted to a trade. You have really great work ethic, is what I'm getting here. And we have a Four of Pentacles in reverse. And this is speaking about something that's lifted recently, or if it hasn't recently lifted, it's about to. Like something's about to shift in regards to, I feel like maybe you were isolated. You were maybe in despair, feeling abandoned. You were like a lone wolf, is what I'm hearing. And what this is saying is there's going to be a renewal of energy coming in for you. This renewal from the stagnation, the emotional stagnation that you were experiencing. And this emotional stagnation is going to turn into some form of fulfillment that is going to emotionally create opportunities for you. Because you're breaking free, because you re-energized. So you may have been doing the healing work, doing the much needed recuperation from some form of turmoil that you have experienced in the past. And then we have the Eight of Swords here. And this is bad news for somebody, or I hear a group of people. This is bad news because it's going to cause impairment for somebody else. This could be sickness, conflict, crisis, some form of censorship. And what I'm understanding about the positioning of this card was this was their goal for you. So you may have experienced some form of sickness, some form of conflict or stagnation, censorship. And now this is being released from you and replaced back to its rightful owner, those who came for you and wish this type of ill will on you. And this is what I'm getting here. Now let's just see what's next. So in the past, something about a 10 of Pentacles, about a 5 of Wands recently. Oh, and a 3 of Pentacles. So this is all about family stability, earnings, wealth, income, family questions. This is essentially tradition, completion. This is about creating a strong foundation, this card. And I see it's being met here with the 5 of Wands, which is somebody's like a simulation. Somebody's imitating. Like they're trying to take over. It's like this is yours. And this has been yours for a while. This is something that you were born into. You may not have been raised in a rich environment or understood that you have you're spiritually rich. You could also the 10 of Pentacles can also be about the gifts that get passed down through our lineage. It's not just financial abundance. Can be. Could be both. I feel like it's a bit of both here. But you had people fighting. You had people trying to create some form of friction for you. And this 5 of Wands here is, it's like a silent competition's going on. It's like you had people coming up against you, herds of people I just heard coming up against you, trying to imitate you, trying to imitate what you do, who you are, your character, your essence, to create some form of competition with you to achieve what is rightfully yours. And this 3 of Pentacles, it's something to do with your mastery, being the 8 of Pentacles at the front of the read. You have a gift, you have a craft, you have a skill, you have a work ethic. You're diligent about what's passionate in your heart. And if you have a craft and you have a skill that you embrace full-heartedly the way that this is being expressed, then you are very rich indeed. And you have somebody out here in their feelings because they're trying to be like you. They're trying to get this, your profession. They're trying to, I mean, if you have somebody who's just like kind of shadowing you in all the things that you do, maybe you're an artist and you might be noticed other artists trying to compete with you, or maybe you're, I don't know. I find this so funny. It's like, you know, my children, I'm just being reminded of my children. They all love to, well, not all of them, but most of them love to color, to draw, or they have some form of skill in regards to patience, entertaining the creation of some form of artistry. And they're all very different. They're all very unique in the way that they utilize their skill in picking up the pen or the paintbrush or the pencil. And even their notion in the way that they connect into this piece of work that they're wanting to create, this masterpiece. And, you know, in the beginning, you know, they would look at each other's and there was a moment where one thought the others looked better than theirs, and they took it really to heart and personally, like, well, I can't draw like her. But the thing is yes, she can. It's just she draws like herself, and not everybody can draw the same. And although they don't look the same, they're very different. They're very unique. And they're all different forms of creation, meaning one's painting, one's coloring with crayons, one's coloring with a pencil. But they each love it, and they each have this immense experience of joy when they create it. And you could tell some are going to want to entertain this further down the line, perhaps, or it's just going to be something that is leisure that they enjoy as a hobby, or they're getting their emotions out through this experience, right? You could tell how your child is entertaining this type of experience, learning and creative skill, and also ability to teach themselves to accept it and appreciate it. And so this is kind of giving this. It's like the Three of Pentacles is like, you have a trade, you have a master, you have skill, you're very good at it, you have an acquired nobility. This is the future energy of this, but you have somebody wanting to be just like you in regards to it. And the reason why you have the Ten of Pentacles is because you have this, because you come from the lineage of this. You have this energy, this essence, this vitality within you to be able to uphold whatever this Ten of Pentacles is supposed to amount to, or to become, or to be. And that's the whole reason why you have it. And somebody is not quite understanding this dynamic of what you have. They think that you are maybe competing with them. Maybe there's somebody who does similar skill or trade, and they're not necessarily understanding that there's beauty in all aspects of it. It's like your existence doing something doesn't mean that anybody else's existence in doing similar is not any more prominent, or is that the right word? Prevalent. It's like this idea that we can all be better than each other, which is really untrue, because God created us all to be equally beautiful and aspire to be the beauty that he wishes to see in this world. And it's not about one being better than another. It's just about being able to utilize and master your own skills and understanding of what those skills are. And this is just really what I'm getting from this. So let's just take a peek here and see what comes out in regards to this Five of Wands energy. We're going to confirm this, please. Show us the Five of Wands. So it could be somebody with the sign, the Chinese astrology sign of the rat, who is coming up against you, competing with you. (1972, 1984) is really showcasing here. Anything else? And to do with family. So your fourth house could be significant. And this could be also like you might be experiencing if you're under attack in regards to your family or the stability of your foundation. The family being the Ten of Pentacles, right? The family being where the Ten of Pentacles comes from, why you have it, is what this is telling me. So somebody could be doing things up in the spirit to create some form of discord with you in regards to your fourth house. You might be experiencing this in the breast or in the stomach area. This could be involving cancer. And this is essentially your family life, you know, the nurturing abilities that you have, your home life, your privacy, your parents, your inner emotions, your childhood, your womb, intimate relationships, and your upbringing could all be significant in regard to this. So if any of those resonate with you in regards to what you've experienced, if this message is resonating with you so far, meaning it fits your life and you know this message is for you, this could be of significance right here. So a rat and the fourth house is what's coming up. Now let's move forward and see where this is going. so we have a Page of Cups. Lovers in reverse. Under the Moon. Yeah, the Four of Wands also wanted to pop it with that Moon card, so I'm going to place that behind it. So when I see the Page of Cups, it kind of reminds me of like false hope, like someone might be feeling a bit directionless. Is that the right word? Is that what I'm hearing? Directionless? Doesn't sound right, but I think it's right. And this is like all about like rising emotions and the ability to cope with them. So someone might not have the emotional, they may not have been taught emotional regulation. I know that I had to learn this on my own, and I still struggle with that. I think many of us do. And so this could be somebody who is struggling with emotional regulation in regards to watching you come out of some sort of, maybe it's a binding spell. And I'm only saying that because we have the Magician here in the reverse who's in their emotions. So this is telling me, and also the Three of Pentacles is here, and that could also be indicative of someone paying or working in a group of three in regards to creating some form of misfortune for you. So the Page of Cups here is telling me that someone's having difficulty with their emotions, the rising emotions of you, like moving forward, stepping up, and like everything they've done to come up against you has just not worked. It's flopped. They're not really understanding why it's not working. And maybe it's because they don't have that deep connection that you might have with your ancestral roots, with your connection to spirit. That's how this is feeling. And this is an opportunity for this Page of Cups to start to do some reflection or mediation in regards to the application of how they're moving forward with this message that they believe is the truth, like that they believe that you shouldn't exist and they should be better than you. There's some form of competition here in something that you guys both do, or what you do really well this person wants to obtain. So there's something there. Pardon me. Also, the Lovers in reverse is in the environment. And I feel like this is kind of attacking your how do I say that? The way you might be somebody who comes across as extremely balanced in your emotions, in the way you love yourself. You may have worked really hard on learning to love yourself. I feel like you have come up against a multitude of people your entire life telling you that everything about you is wrong. And you probably believed them at some point or another. And you've learned that it was all untrue and it was just diversions to get you off track. And you've learned to love yourself whole, or you are in the process of still learning to love yourself whole. Regardless, you're trying. And you're creating some form of balance and unity within yourself in regards to this. But what the Lovers in reverse is saying to me is that maybe this Page of Cup is trying to get some sort of unbalance in your environment. They're trying to create some form of conflict, or maybe a way to get you to be indecisive about what you want to do as far as being in love with your craft, your trade, like embracing it, engaging it wholeheartedly. Like they may be trying to create some form of stagnation in your life. And the fact that there is somebody who's like a Magician in reverse is telling me that somebody is in they're very salty that something's not working. What I feel is happening for them is like they once were focused where now they're not able to focus. And they're experiencing the self-doubt that they wish for you. It's backfired. Everything that they wished for you has backfired onto them. And that's leaving them in this like missed opportunity feeling because they've messed up. They can't obtain this Ten of Pentacles experience that they wish for or that somebody has paid them for. So they might even have pressure from somebody, or maybe they worked in a group of 3 to collaborate against you. I mean, place that where it fits. But regardless, you have a copycat energy, which is this cups energy, but you also have this reverse magician. And there's a silent competition. I mean, if you see the 5 of Wands here, they're fighting against an angel. They're fighting against the divine, thinking they're fighting you. And they're not really getting anywhere. They're not able to even cross the line, so to speak. It's like they're not quite getting it or obtaining what should be received from that experience. And it's essentially, it's like they're manipulating themselves to believe otherwise when the reality is plain in their face. And the fact that they're not able to see that, it's creating unexplored opportunities or potential for themselves, which is causing them to like go back into the cyclic nature, it feels, in regards to how they began. But this is the moment, the pivotal moment for them where they can have this opportunity to reflect on what's actually happening and why. And it could give them an opportunity to cycle into the understanding that they shouldn't be competing with you. There shouldn't be this competition, that they could have something that's for them in their lineage. It may be, it may not be a 10 of Pentacles, but maybe they have something. But I feel like right now the way that they're going about it is they're kind of flushing down any opportunity that they could have down the toilet, because they just have this belief that you shouldn't have it and it should be theirs. And that's how this energy feels. It's like a fighting tug of war, like that's mine, not yours. How dare you? And the moon is all about, illusions or creating some form of deception. And that's the outcome for them, is that everything that they casted as an illusion upon you to create some form of deception, which maybe slowed you down slightly. I feel like you're coming out of that rut, like that rut that was once emotional stagnation for you. You're coming out of it. It's like God is like divinely intercepting, saying no more. You obviously have spiritual connection, protection. And what this moon energy is saying, that like, I feel like maybe there was some sort of communication in regards to this and somebody listened to it, and maybe they shouldn't have listened to this communication, because now they're maybe seeing the downside of what they listened to and believed as the structure of truth. And maybe the reflection opportunity is to understand, like, why are you believing outside of yourself? It's like, even going into this reading, I was looking up some information about the mimic, and I'm like, why am I looking it up? I know what it is, and I could talk to my ancestors or my guides about this. And it's funny because I was just so gung-ho about looking it up, and my phone kept shutting off on me while I was doing it. So this is definitely something to do with that. It's somebody really didn't listen to their inner guidance, their inner intuition, and understanding how they can connect to the spirit realm and how the spirit realm is here to help and guide us. And instead, they listened to a liar spread deception and illusions about somebody, you, and now they're reaping the benefits of what they projected out as illusions onto you as their gift from the heavens. It's like they like essentially said, God, I don't want you to have this creativity. I don't want you to have this 10 of Pentacles. How dare you? And it's like they sent up this spell to God, and God mirrored it back to them. And now they're experiencing all the emotional energy that they put into this experience is now backlashing onto them. That's how this feels. It's like this surge of energy pouring down on these people who went up against you. And that's how this feels. So let's just do a little clarification on, let's just leave this one here. First, I want to see, so we had our 4th house and the rat come out earlier. So I'm going to take those 2 out and place them aside. Now I want to know if there's any other Anything else anybody else would need to be aware of in regards to this Magician in reverse, this Page of Cups, right? Yeah, Page of Cups that we have here. What do we need to know? What are they experiencing? Who are they? There's a card. So the Moon. And the Moon is, again, keywords mother figure. So you could be a mother figure. They could be a mother figure. Both of you could be a mother figure. Emotional, fertile. You could be fertile. You could be emotional. They could be fertile and emotional. Or one of you is and the other isn't. There's some sort of discord there because family did come up as well as the fourth house. Nurturing, intuitive, instinctive, and suppressed. And this card did fly out in the reverse, so it's something about suppressed. So somebody is suppressed, somebody is not. They're trying to create that for you. Anything else? Pluto. Pluto is all about rebirth, transformation, power, control, and psychoanalyze. And Scorpio could be significant here. So there could be a Scorpio involved in this mix. One more. Aquarius in the reverse. So somebody who's rebellious, they are detached, they're opinionated, and they're very impatient. This is somebody who's born between January 20th and February the 18th. So somebody who's an Aquarius could be involved, or you could be an Aquarius, but this is in the reverse. I feel like this is who's involved. Also, that Scorpio does feel like it's illuminated. To me, when I look at the card, it really does stand out. So that could also be significant. And this is something about under the moon. Pluto energy with moon energy. Fifth house, creative. Yeah, again, you're creative. You've got great self-expression. This could be, you could be a Leo or have it in your chart. Again, the Scorpio could be in your chart. Aquarius could be in your chart. It doesn't mean it's your fixed sign or place it how it fits. You could be experiencing difficulty or over sensitivity in your heart or your back. So if people are attacking you, they could be attacking your back and your heart. So your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, your heart chakra. This card is all about pleasure, sexuality. There's children here, entertainment, fun, theory, creative energy. There's talents, effects, love affairs, romance, hobbies, risk-taking, drama, and gambling. This could do with children. Children's really emphasized here. I was encouraged to talk about my kids earlier, so it could be significant. So you could be a parent, or this person is a parent. Or, I mean, it doesn't feel like a good energy, so it could also be, somebody could also be, if you are a parent, somebody could also be attacking your children. In the house, remember at the beginning, we did pull the fourth house, and that's about family, right? So they could be not just attacking you, they could have been attacking your family as well. That could be significant, as well as a rabbit is significant. So, I'll just let you look at that there and you can figure it out. Okay. And I just want to confirm. Oh, yes, that's why that came out. There's also the Four of Wands that came out after the Moon card. And the Four of Wands is, I think, describing the celebration regarding you. And that you're going to get, you've gotten the refuge. You've had a place to refuge. And you've made agreements with the divine, with your guides, with God. And you've had the rest and refuge. And you are coming to a place of peace and harmony. And although it may not be perfect, it's more perfect than ever before. And you're working towards the performance of your life, which is embarking on a journey with your craft and your trade. And it's very exciting times. This card feels so exciting. It's such a nice energy. And this is coming for you. And this is the beginning of the reading. This is the Eight of Pentacles. And this is showing that you have overcome like all of this so much and even more. I'm sure I didn't even tap into a quarter of what you've been through. But this is saying that your struggle is over. And I think you know this energy is here. It's coming. You could feel it coming in. And there might even be a lull or like some triggering moments where these people, this magician, this Page of Cups, try to come in and create this illusion one last time, or try to create something for you where you really don't think that you're able to move forward. And they just can't. They just can't phase you. They can't get through you. I mean, you get onto it. Like you might even entertain it slightly and then realize, oh, wait, shit, this is not who I am, and snap out of it and rebuke that shit. And you know what's going on. It's like these people come at you and you know exactly who it is who's coming at you because you're intuitive, because you're gifted, and you have a divine connection. And because you believe in the Most High, you are able to see and you are able to battle through all of this because you have learned it, you have lived it. And now it's time for you to test the waters in being who you're here to be in the opposite version of what you've experienced, which is peace and love and joy and happiness, which is all innately who you are, but no one was welcoming it before. And now I think all that's about to change. So if this resonates with you guys, please feel free to like, please feel free to share and subscribe. Thanks for sharing space with me today. I hope this message helped. Until next time, take care.